Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video. Now in today's part of the video, we'll be looking at Mathematics Syllabus T 2020 Paper 1. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, for here, the first question, calculate the following value. So what you can do, you can just press the numbers into your calculator. 2 to the power of 5 plus 5 squared. Give me a minute. Please remember to press the arrow button to the next, to make sure you get the correct answer. So this one will be 57. Then next one, fraction 3.5 divided by 2 1/3. So you need to press in your calculator the shift function and then the fraction in order to get this, right? Before you press key in your fraction. So press the shift function key, then the fraction, you have the 3 square boxes that appear, and you key your 3.5 divided by shift fraction again, 2 and 1/3. Then you press equal, you get your answer to be 3/2. All right, so here's this question is more of checking whether do you know how to use your calculator. So check your calculator skills. Right, next question. Question number 2. Write 6.8 million in standard form. Firstly, we must remember what is million. How much money is million? Million will be considered as times 10 to the power. There are 6 zeros, right? So this is 6.8 times 10 to the power of, there are 6 zeros, which is 10 to the power of 6. Right? And this number, if it's in standard form, this number must be smaller than 10, bigger than 1. And 6.8 is already smaller than 10, bigger than 1. So we're not going to change anything. So we'll just leave it as the answer. 6.8 times 10 to the power of 6 in standard form. Okay, next, correct to the nearest million. So 6.8 correct to integers. This one will round up, will become 7 million. Right, alternatively, you can write as 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Next question, factorize fully. So when we factorize this kind of question, we need to check for common factors. Right, we need to check for common factors. So for 18x plus 12y, what are the common factor? This can be divided by 2 to give you 9x, 6y. Is there any more common factor? Oh, well, I can divide by 3 to give 9x divided by 3 to give me 3x, 2y. So in this case, no more common factor already. This one will be 3 times 2. 3 times 2 equals to 6. So our common factor will be 6, bracket, the one that's remaining over here, 3x plus 2y. For those of you who are directly able to see that the common factor is 6, you can go ahead and factorize out 6 directly. Okay, next question, x squared plus 4x. To factorize out this one, we have to understand that x squared is made out of x times x, 2 times, right? There are 2 of it. So in this case, I have x squared plus 4x. If I were to divide out by the common factor x, I remove one of the factor x, I'm still left with x itself. And 4 times x divided by x will give me 4. So here inside my answer, x will be the answer, and the other bracket will have x plus 4. Have you gotten the answer? Next one, calculate 120%. They are not asking us to find a percentage, so I do not put times 100%, but they give us the percentage instead. When they give us the percentage, it will be over 100. So the percentage given is 120. So we 120 out of 100. Off means multiply, of 65. Right, so this percentage is given, so it's something over 100 times 65. So, and it's in money, so that will be dollars, $78. Next question, question number 5. For here, we need to do extension. Remember to multiply, do the one in front and to the one at the back as well, the one at the back. Yeah? So 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 8. 16 equals to 5. Then I want to keep x, so 2x over here. I don't want the minus 16, so I'll shift minus 16 over. So undo subtraction, it'll be addition. So it'll be 5 plus 16 to give me 21. Now 2x equals to 21. I don't want the 2, so I divide by 2. Which one divide by which one? 21 divided by 2, not the other way around. So x is equals to 21 over 2. You can put your answer 21 divided by 2 as fraction, or you can put 10.5, or you put 10.5, or can, right? So for me, I'll just leave it as a fraction. Okay, but we must check in the calculator to make sure this is the simplest form, right? Or else you can put the calculator decimal version 10.5. But however, if we have numbers that are, for example, I wanted, and the calculator shows you 0.333, right? This kind of answer, please change the number to fraction. Use the fraction for exact value of the answer. Next question over here. Write down the order of rotational symmetry. So in this case, I need to rotate this one 360 degrees. If I turn this the other way around, I'll still get a rectangle. Right? I'll see it one time the same, then I go back to 360, the original. I'll see another time to be the same. So the rotation or other rotational symmetry will be 2 over in this case. Right? Next question says, on the grid, draw a rectangle congruent. Congruent meaning same shape. And not only that, same size. So in this case, I have two rectangles made out of 2 squares. So I'll draw another rectangle made out of also 2 squares. So maybe I'll just draw here. Okay, in case I worry that the teacher might not be able to see it very clearly, I can choose to shade it lightly, or rather I'll just put A, then I'll just shade it very lightly. Okay, they say label your rectangle A, yeah? They say label your rectangle A. Please label the rectangle. Okay, next on the grid, draw a rectangle similar. Similar means same shape, but different size. Okay, same shape but different size, and it's not congruent, right? So it's not going to be exactly the same size. So in this case, I can draw something maybe a little bit bigger. So if I draw it a little bit bigger, right, let's check. Here I have 1 unit, and this one over here is 2 units. Right, so probably I just multiply it by a ratio, a certain scale. Since they want different size, maybe can multiply by 2. So in this case, I will have 2 over here. Then 2 times 2 will give me 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll draw out this rectangle. Okay, this one will be rectangle B. They say label it rectangle B, right? So label the thing rectangle B. In case the examiner or your pencil is too light, you may not be able to see the line. So if you want, you can do your shading. Okay, so similar but different size. A different size, it can also become smaller. I want half it also can. Okay, but make sure all the measurements you multiply to the scale factor or your proportionately. Okay. Next one, solve the quadratic equation. This one is slightly a little bit different from our previous answer in question 2021 paper. That question was to factorize. So when we do factorization, we need 2 brackets, right? But now here is solving the quadratic equation. So when they ask you to solve, then you need to use the quadratic formula. So A will be equals to 2. B will be equals to the number 5. Notice A is just 2, no square, okay? The square is for the x, not for the number 2. C is the number -3. Then we use the formula x equals to -b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac over 2a. Right, this one, please remember the formula. Your formula sheet on the first page should also have this formula. Okay, so you can refer to your formula sheet on the first page. But writing down this formula give me no marks. I need to replace all the numbers, okay, all the letters by the numbers itself. I need to show the correct working, then I'll get the marks, okay? So A, negative B is 5, A for AC, negative 3 to 8. Right? Then with such, you can use your calculator, the mode 522 or mode 33 to get answer. Or some of you like to do fraction, right? If you do fraction, the first one will have a plus sign here. Right? Some of you do without the plus or minus. The first answer will be a plus. Then the second answer will be a minus. Right? So remember that if you do calculate it on your own, there is a sign in between the number and the square root. Right? So in this case, yeah, that's how we get two different answers. For me, I'll just key in using my mode 522 to save time. Then I'll write my answers. So x over here, the first answer is half, or my second answer is negative 3. Now, when we do factorization, right, our answers that we get on the calculator, we need to switch the sign, okay, and whatever not. And we write x something. But for this one, is solving. So when you do this kind of question, you do not need to change any sign. This one will be the answer directly. Right, so this one will be the answer straight away. Is that okay? Next, I'll move on to the next question. Question number 8. $5,000 is invested at 6% per annum compound interest. There is a formula on your formula page, compound interest. Refer to that, right? So total amount, compound interest always start with the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Formula had two sides, right? So formula, total amount equals to P bracket 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N, right? This is looking for the total amount. The P is the amount that I have, 5,000 to start off with, the investment, the 6% per year. So this is my R, interest rate. And they want to find the increase. Oops, highlight this. In the value of investment at the end of 3 years. So 3 years, this one is already per annum. Per annum means yearly. So it will be 3 years. Okay, but the question here wants the increase, right? So let me change back my calculator. 5,000 bracket 1 plus 6 over 100 close bracket power 3. And that itself, this is money. We are talking about money. So we want the number to be in decimal places. 2 DP, 2 decimal places. 5955.08. Okay. But this is my total amount. The question is asking for increase. So I need to check, how do I find the increase? Original amount was 5,000. Now the number is this. So the increase will be to take this number, 5955.08, minus away 5,000 to give me $955.08. Right? Leave your answer as 2 decimal places for money. So 955.08, 2 DP. All right, so remember, it's talking about increase in value, so you need to subtract away. Have you gotten the answer? Okay, if yes, then let us move on to the next question. Down here, write down the coordinates of point C. So point C is down here. Write down the coordinates, meaning I will have a bracket X and then the Y value. So the X is my block number. So this is staying at block 4, level number 3. Right, so this one will be block 4, level 3. Coordinates will be 4, 3 with the brackets, but since they already wrote it for us, so we should just use that. Okay, next one, find the length of the line AD. Now, in this case, when I find the length of this kind of line, we need to form a right angle triangle. Try to form a right angle triangle, and then we're going to use Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so first one, let me form the right angle triangle. I have A to D over here, right? And then I want this one here. From 1 to 2 is 1 unit. Then from 1 to the number 3, here is another 2 units. And this is a right angle triangle. So in order to get AD, right, I'm going to use Pythagoras theorem. This is the hypotenuse. So it's the long side. Do I add or do I subtract? I'm going to add them together, right? What plus what? 1 square plus 2 square. Remember to square them, right? Then I want the length itself, so we need to do a square root. So in this case, square root 1 square plus 2 square are going to be a decimal number, not exact. So I'll get 2.2361. Usually I'll write 568 first for working, then round it off to 3 single figure. 1, 2, 3, round up. 2.24 units or cm. Oh, they gave us the units already, cm, so I just use that. Okay, so for this kind of question, to find the length of AD between 2 points, number 1, look for a right angle triangle. Number 2, we try to use the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, next question. Write down the name of this special quadrilateral. Now, many of you are able to see that this is a parallelogram, right? But however, this is something special, right? What we need to take note is it going to be a rhombus, right? Normally, a rhombus, some students may say that it's a rhombus. If it's a rhombus, I must make sure the length of all the 4 sides are equal. Now, I already calculate AD. AD is 2.24, right? Then what about maybe DC? Is the length 2.24 also? Oh no, this is 2 to 4. This is 2 units, but this is 2.24 of a units. Are they of the same length? They are not of the same length. Therefore, this is not a rhombus. Only a rhombus will have all 4 sides are equal, right? So in this case, it cannot be a rhombus. So it will have to be just a parallelogram. So first you spell parallel, then O-gram. Okay, parallelogram. Right, please remember these few names. So we have from a couple of papers, we got trapezium, we got isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle, rhombus, parallelogram. So quite a number to remember the spelling. Next question, before I begin, I should write my favorite few letters first. First one over here, letter F. This is what? This is parallel corresponding angles on parallel lines. Then next, I got a letter U or a letter C, where A plus B equals to 180. That is interior angles, parallel lines. I got a letter Z, sometimes it's useful. Okay, alternate angles. And last but not least, X for vertically opposite angles. Okay, let's take a look at our diagram here. We have quite a number of interesting letters. First, I can have a letter F. If this is a letter F, that means I have a angle. This angle is 62. Angle A will also be 62. So angle A is 62 degrees. What is the reason? This is a corresponding angles. Okay, corresponding angles. Next, I can also have, so answer for A, 62, right? I can also have another one, the alternate angles, letter Z over here. So in this case, this angle here, B will be equal to the angle 68 degrees. So this one will be alternate angle 68 degrees. right? Then after I have 68 and I got 62 and I want to find angle C, they lie on one straight line. So angle C will be 180 minus 68 minus 62 degrees. And that gives me 50 degrees. Adjacent angles on a straight line. Or if you want, you can use angle sum of triangle for this, and this. Also can. So still get back the same answer. So answer will be 50 degrees. Have you gotten the concept? Next question, this one is constructing angle bisector, and they ask you to measure the height of the triangle and the area of the triangle. So this question is actually accurate. So if you were to find the area of the triangle is given by half times base times the height. The base in this case will be 11.6. Then you need to use your ruler, as in part B here, measure the height of the triangle. Draw from C vertically down 90 degrees. Oops. Let me draw again. Okay, 90 degrees. Then you take your ruler to measure this length. Right, the height over here, measure this length. It's accurate, so you can measure the length. Then you plug in your measurement for your length over here. Then you get your answer. To draw the angle bisector, I'll send you the video for drawing angle bisector in our class chat. So please go and watch the video and do the drawing. Okay. Next question. Now, this one over here, this is in the shape of a trapezium. So just sidetrack a little bit. Let me recall some of the formulas for area of trapezium. Now, this formula is quite oftenly tested. So please remember, half bracket A plus B times H. So where are the two parallel sides for my trapezium? The parallel sides, this one and this one, they are parallel to each other. So this will be my A, this will be my B. And then we have our perpendicular in between two of them. So this one will be the height of the parallelogram. Okay, let's try to do the question. Calculate the angle CED. In order to find angle CED, we'll probably need to use chua, ka, so. And when they want to find angle, we need to think of the inverse. So power minus 1, right? So first, let's find a right angle triangle. So since they want CED, we can use this triangle that we have, and I want to find angle CED. So firstly, let us find some numbers that I can use, right? What numbers do we have? I know this length over here is 30 meters, so this part will also be 30 meters, right? Then what else do I know? I know this length. This portion here is 20, this portion here is 12. So what is this small portion over here? Right, this one will be found by 20 minus 12, which is 8, right? So if I know that this is 8, now I have two sides. To find angle, I need at least two sides on my triangle, right? So this is my angle over here, the red color angle. Let's label the side that I have. The side that does not touch it, the opposite, this will be 8. This is the opposite. And the side that touches it but not the hypotenuse, this one will be our adjacent A. Our hypotenuse is here, but there's no number, so I'm not going to use it. So I need O and A. So what will I need to use? Tuaka and so only tangent will have O and A. Now, since we want to calculate the angle, we need an inverse. So this one will be tangent, so it will be tangent inverse. No more equal sign, bracket, O over A. O will be 8, A will be 30. Shift, second function, shift tangent 8 over 30. Close the bracket. Then we get about 14.9314. Right, degree, angle 1 dp, 14.9 degree. Please remember to write in the units accordingly. Next, find the area of the trapezium. Now, to find the area of trapezium, I can use my formula. So, area will be equals to half the sum of the two times sum of the two parallel sides, A times B, which is 12 and 20 times perpendicular height 30. All right. If in event that you are not able to remember this formula, you can put it into area of rectangle plus area of triangle, right? So you should still be able to get your answer the same way. Right? Have you gotten the concept? Right? See you next question. Okay, question 13. Now, two conservatories in Gardens by the Bay normally open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Now, if you were to use your 24-hour, your calculator to calculate, right? You need to write this in a 24-hour notation. So this will be 0900 hours. Okay, and the 24-hour notation for 9 p.m., that will be, you add another 12 to it, right? 9 plus 12, that will give you 21 hours. Right? So normally, how long does it open? Right? From 9:21 hours to 9 a.m. morning, it should be the difference of 12 hours. So normally it's open for 12 hours every day. But now in December, the officially opening hours are from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. 10 p.m. is 2200 and 0900. So here I extended opening hours by 1 hour, right? So they say find the percentage increase, right? To find the increase or increase from 9 to 10, so increase by 1 hour. But if I want to find percentage, when I want to find percentage, it means I need to times 100%. Then I'll need a fraction over here. Something over something times 100%. So the increase is 1 hour out of the original number of hours. Original number of hours. The original number of hours is 12 hours. Okay, so then you will use this 1 over 12 times 100. Now, if your answer is not exact, some of you calculate in the, you notice you get 8.3333. For this kind of answer, is always preferably written as a form of fraction. So you can change it to mixed number, 8 and 1/3. Exact value, no need to round off. Okay, exact value, 8 and 1/3%. Try not to round off everything to decimal places. Right? Use the exact value as much as possible. Calculate the number of hours they are open in 1 week in December. So in December, for 1 day, 12 hours extended by 1 hour, right? Every day is 13 hours and they are open for 1 week. How many days are there in 1 week? There are 7 days in a week. So you have 13 times 7, that will give you 91 hours. Okay. Have you gotten the concept? Next question. Admission charges for entry to the conservatory is in this whole table here. Mr. and Mrs. Lee are senior Singapore resident. Senior Singapore residence is here. Senior Singapore residence is here. Okay, so they belong to these two categories. But then they want to take to both the two of them. So I should use this price, which is $15. Okay, and they took 2 of their adult friends from Malaysia, 2 adults but from Malaysia. They are not Singaporean. So for 2 conservatories, that will be $28 each person. So find their total admission charges. So I have 2 senior adults times 2 plus 2 adults who are Malaysian, $28 times 2. And that gives me $86. That will be their total admission charges. Mr. Vessel is an adult Singaporean resident, so adult Singaporean resident, in a competition, he wins a 10% discount, right, on the published rate. How much will he pay to visit one conservatory? Adult, for one conservatory, a Singaporean citizen, that would be $12. So he win a discount for 10%. So originally 100%, I give a discount of 10%, that would be 90%. Right? For percentage, don't put equal sign, put proportion. So 100% represent the original price of $12. Now I want to find 1% is how much, or 90% is how much? Right? So 90 over 100, or 1/2 over 100. Okay, if you do not know the decimal place, leave it as original. So 12 over 100, or 90 over 100. Okay, for me, I'll teach my students 90 divided by 100 times 12. You can get your answer. And we get, this is money, dollars and cents, so that will be $10.80. Remember to add in the 0. All right. Okay, now let's answer our last question. A part of a helix bridge is made from a steel cylinder of length 2.25 kilometer. Bridge, right? Cylinder, steel cylinder. Cylinder. Okay, helix bridge should be horizontal, right? Okay, helix bridge. So it looks like a steel cylinder. And length is 2.25 kilometers. So they want to change from kilometer to meter. 1 kilometer equals to 100 meters. No. 1,000 meters. Right, so from kilometer to meter, I multiply by 1,000. So I have 2.25 kilometers. I multiply by 1,000 to change it into meters. That would be 2250 meters. Okay, it costs $240 to make 1 meter of the steel cylinder. Right, calculate the cost of making 2.25 kilometer of the cylinder. So in this case, for this length, I take 1 meter, costs $240. I find 2250 meters. So I just take 2250, multiply by 240, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God, so much money. All right, so this will be the cost. Okay, next one, the diameter of the cylinder. Also, this is the cylinder we are going to talk about. So let me shift down my cylinder. The diameter of the cylinder is 2.3 cm. So the diameter is 2.73 cm. 1 meter equals to 100 cm. I want to convert from cm to meter. I do division, divide by 100. So 2.3 cm divided by 100, 0.273 meters. Yeah, correct. Okay. Then now find the curved surface area of the cylinder. Curved surface area of the cylinder is finding the circumference multiplied by the whole length. Okay, if I find the circumference multiplied by the whole length over here in meters is 2250 meters. So this length is 2250 meters. In order to find the curved surface area, this formula is not given. I need to use the circumference. Okay, curved surface area. I need to take circumference times the length or the height of the cylinder. All right, but circumference can be given by the formula. There are two formulas. One is 2 pi r or pi d. Okay, this one also need to remember, but since we are given the diameter, we should use the version with pi d, diameter, right? So circumference will be pi times diameter in meters, 0.273. Make sure they are all same kind of units. So I'm finding everything in meters. So multiply to my length, which is 2250, also meters. Now, since there's a pi in my equation, the number will not be accurate. Then we can round, will not be exact. So we can round off to, not say not accurate, not exact. Then we can round it off to 3 single figures. So it'll be 1929.7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6 feet already. Meters square, right? But then they want the answer is already not exact, so round to 3 feet. 1, 2, 3, round up. That'll be 193. This is 1000 plus, not 100 plus. So 1930 meters square. 3s. Okay, so formula for circumference, curved surface area of cylinder is either 2 pi h or pi dh, where the h is the height. But in this case, because my cylinder is a bridge, right? So it's actually lying down. So instead of a height, I turn it the other way around. It will be a length instead, right? Okay, so if that's the case, then we'll come to the end of this part of our, let me see my last page. This part of our paper. So I hope to see you for our next lesson. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.